It's a great pleasure to be here with myself. I am Mark Nwagwu by name, first name Mark, surname Nwagwu. Professionally, I'm Professor Mark Nwagwu, and right now I'm into so many things. I came into Pan-Atlantic University, the council. It was a Pan-African university at the time, before the African Union changed it to, started a university they called Pan-African University. It was a council with wonderful chairmen, men of the highest repute. In particular, I served with Dr. Christopher Kolade, former Higher Commissioner of Nigeria to the UK. Before that, we had the owner of a chemist, and that's just the chairman, to give you an idea of the kind of council that the university wanted. Fortunately for me, a friend of mine, Alos, who was then at the Lagos Business School, but this was before the Pan-Atlantic University was founded, asked me please if I could join the council. So I served on council with him, and now the present Vice Chancellor was also a member of council, and Canada. At the time, finances were desperately in need of finances. So looking at the budgets of past and present and future, it became a major task for the council. And the Lagos Business School was able to fund a lot of activities of what would eventually become Pan-African University, later on to become Pan-Atlantic University. So you have a university of scholars. I found myself to be one. Scholars, businessmen, entrepreneurs, highly successful people in their different works, but men of integrity, I must say. It's a council of minds, a council of agreements, and a council of purpose. We were challenged to give Nigeria the best university it can have, in terms of quality, in terms of personnel, in terms of stature. And we were determined to do that, using Lagos Business School at the time as a foundation. So it was not difficult to grow into a university at the time when Dr. Kolade was our chairman, and started looking for land, paying for the land, negotiating with landowners over time. It took about 5, 6, 7 years for negotiations to be completed. Then when the fencing started, there were more claims of land, etc. The challenges were enormous. But council, particularly with Dr. Christopher Kolade, was able to surmount these difficulties. And in time, the place was properly fenced, and there was an area that can be described as, yes, the university will be founded on this land and will be built on this land. And then finances came into the picture. Lagos Business School was there providing assistance, and then Nigerian entrepreneurs, Nigerian benefactors, as for example, I'm in front of the Shillong Museum right now. This came later, but there are many things to say about the council. The members, some of the names don't come easily, but if I spend time, and that may not be necessary, I will recall them. You don't build on nothing. You build on a rock. The council was a rock, I'm proud to say. Forgive me, I was a member. Forgive me, I'm proud to say, yes, Mark Nwagwu was there, Professor Mark Nwagwu was there. And I served there for about 10 years with our great friend, Dr. Pascal Dozier, who passed away recently. He was an enormous strength for the university, and in many ways for council, and in fact for the board of trustees. At the time, he was chairman of the board of trustees. So you have a council that has, I would say, the highest level of integrity in this country. Yes, search it and you'll find it. Thank you. You see, these impressions, you see, you're looking for answers. And these answers are there, plenty. I came today to see my great little child. I call him one God, Nwachukwu, Dr. Nwachukwu Ebunike. And you won't kill him by force. It's not by force that we kill. We have to be gentle. We have to be peaceful. So I came to see him over the presentation of my book, Curved Fortunes, and where the book will be presented. But before that, we met to arrange for events, how the event will go, what will be required for the event, etc. Then we met friends in the university, spoke with them, and I was able to go to Mass. Today is a feast of Blessed Alvaro, Blessed Don Alvaro de Portilla. And I was happy I was at that Mass today to listen to the gospel on the Good Samaritan. Christ being the Good Samaritan, watching over us and guiding us and providing for us in every way like a shepherd, green pastures for your shepherds, etc. That is what Pan Atlantic University is doing. That's particularly this museum. Providing. I went in here and I don't want to come out. I sat with a lady in one of the rooms, Jessica, I don't know her surname. She was surrounded by paintings. I was jealous. I told her, you're a spoiled lady, you're a spoiled woman, because you have this wonderful company, you have these paintings before you, the hill, the old buildings, and the artwork is, that was just in that room. And then with the supervisor manager, Solomon, fantastic. Opened the place to me and I could see some of the paintings, wonderful. So you don't come here and talk about one or two things. You come here and you live a life. You have to be happy. You want to be happy, come to Pan Atlantic University, go to the museum, sit there, let the paintings bathe you in joy, and dance, and dance, and dance. Thank you. My book, that's a long story. You know, you may know about my books. I wrote my poems for my wife. I'm very fond of my wife. She's an exceedingly beautiful woman and an exceedingly wonderful person. Use any adjective you want in the best category. My wife would qualify. Yes, and she was mine. That is the greatest joy I have in life. Helen Anurukem is my wife. Say it, and nobody else in this world has her as his wife. She's mine, and mine alone. So I wrote poems for her. I wrote Helen Not of Troy. I wrote Kathmandu. And I wrote Helena Venus for my wife while she lived. When she died, I wrote Time Came Upon Me. Yes, time really came upon me. After that, who will be the subject of my poetry? What will I immerse myself in? What would be my passions? What would be my interests? What would inspire me? What would lead me? What would make me get up and want to be alive that day and I want to be happy? Fortunately, I was able to get into my memoirs, started writing my memoirs, published as Dreams Dance. My young son here, Nwachukwu Ebunike, published that book. That was 2022. When I finished that book in 2022, what next? What do I do now? What do I do now is a very big question in life. You must always be able to answer that question. What do I do now? It's not a question of, I'm going to make money, I'm going to be there. No, do now with yourself, with your soul, with your mind. And one day, I saw this book, a book that a friend had given me, Chris Okeke, former ambassador to Brazil. And I looked at it and I saw the paintings in this book by Nwagwu. The cover has a painting of a woman, and the lady was curved and her legs in dance, etc. I turned the pages and I saw another painting by Nwagwu again, about one more in dance and in paintings, in African paintings. And finally I continued, I saw Anyanwu. Anyanwu is in front of our National Museum here. So I got captured by these images. And I was able now to develop poems on these images. They caught my fancy, they caught my passion, and they compelled me to give time to nature, to admire the things I see, the things like I'm looking at the three sculptures here, and I can spend my time with them. They are ordinary wood, they are the ordinary stone, but to me now they have a soul, they have a mind, they can talk. I can talk to them. So I have this relationship now with things and subjects, and everybody alive should go and read Curved fortunes you know. But as you very well know, not idealistically, in the practical sense, success is not straight. It's not a straight line. You walk this way, you make a detour, it may not be the right detour. If you are fortunate enough, you return to the line. If you are fortunate enough, you move again into something else altogether, and you may continue on that line and eventually come to the direction of what you may call your destiny. So the curve there is to show that yes, our fortunes come in curves, and in fact, our DNA that determines what we are comes in helices, in curves. Thank you.